In the final years of World War II, Nazi Germany deployed a new class of weapons unlike anything seen before: pilotless flying bombs and long-range rockets capable of striking targets without warning. These were the Vergeltungswaffen, or V-weapons, designed as instruments of retaliation. Among them, two stood out: the V-1 flying bomb and the V-2 rocket, the world's first operational ballistic missile. Germany's rocket development began in the early 1930s, driven by experimental research into liquid-fueled propulsion. At the center of this effort was Wernher von Braun, a leading figure in rocket engineering. Under military oversight, his work shifted rapidly from theoretical exploration to weapons development. Testing and development were concentrated at Peenemünde, a remote research center on the Baltic coast, where engineers and military planners worked to transform prototypes into deployable systems. By 1943, these efforts began producing operational weapons. The V-1 was the first to be used in large numbers. It was a pulse jet-powered cruise missile, relatively simple, mass-producible, and designed to overwhelm defenses. With a range of approximately 250 kilometers and a speed of around 640 kilometers per hour, it carried a warhead of about 850 kilograms. Its buzzing engine became a defining sound over cities like London. When the engine stopped, impact followed seconds later. Around 30,000 V-1s were produced. While destructive, the V-1 had clear limitations. It could be intercepted by fighter aircraft, and anti-aircraft defenses became increasingly effective over time. At the official wartime exchange rate, this was roughly equivalent to about $40,000 in the early 1940s. Approximately 6,000 were produced, with about 3,000 used in combat. As Allied bombing intensified, Germany moved V-2 production underground to protect it from air attack. The primary production site became Mittelwerk, a vast tunnel complex carved into a mountain. This facility was supplied by prisoners from the nearby Mittelbau-Dora concentration camp. Tens of thousands of prisoners, many of them political detainees and prisoners of war, were forced to work under extreme conditions. They endured long hours in confined, unventilated tunnels with little food, minimal medical care, and constant risk of punishment or execution. The human cost was immense. It is estimated that more than 20,000 people died in the production of the V-2 through exhaustion, disease, abuse, and execution. This number exceeds the number of people killed by V-2 strikes themselves. The rockets represented a technological achievement, but one built directly on coercion and suffering. Despite their innovation, the V-weapons did not change the outcome of the war. They inflicted damage and caused fear, particularly among civilian populations, but they were too late, too costly, and too limited in scale to alter the strategic situation. From a military perspective, they were weapons of terror rather than decisive tools of victory. After the war, both the United States and the Soviet Union sought to capture German rocket technology and expertise. Wernher von Braun was taken to the United States, where he later became a leading figure in the development of space launch vehicles. The design of the V-2 directly influenced future ballistic missiles and early space programs, contributing to rockets capable of reaching orbit. The story of Nazi Germany's rocket program is one of stark contrast. It represents a major step forward in engineering and physics, while remaining inseparable from the system that produced it, one that relied on forced labor, exploitation, and death. It is a legacy that points towards the future, while remaining rooted in one of the darkest chapters of modern history.